Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. I'm Tyler.
I'm Seth.
Today we're going to be coming at you with our AFC North rundown, the final of our divisional videos for the upcoming 2019 NFL season. Please continue to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, comment with video recommendations you'd like to see, and as always, trash talk is welcome. Alright, so we got a lot to talk about in the AFC North, one of the most intriguing divisions this year. What are your headlines?
We'll start in Pittsburgh. They've kind of been the team over the last 5-10 years that's kind of took that division. No Le'Veon Bell, no Antonio Brown, an older Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, it's going to be a new-look Pittsburgh.
No longer the killer bees.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it happens and how it shakes out. That'll be the biggest headline there. Moving on to the Ravens. They had success last year towards the end of the year with playing a certain style where it's just run the ball, keep it away from the offense, or keep it away from the other team, basically. Keep their offense on the field, defense fresh. Can that work? I don't know if it can work over a whole season. We'll get into that, but can that work for him again is the story there. The Bengals transitioning from Marvin Lewis. He's been there forever, and I think you and I both agree they should have got rid of him sooner than what they did. It's going to be a rebuilding year for them, but how does that transition? More importantly, how does that culture work in year one for Zach Taylor in Cincinnati? And then the Browns, probably the most intriguing team in the NFL this year, one of them for sure. Are they going to be worth the hype? Will the hype match in the win column? That's going to be the biggest talking point there in Cleveland.
All right, so let's go ahead and rank these teams based on where we think they will finish.
Yep.
Starting with number 4, I got Cincinnati. I just don't think they're really have much of a chance of finishing any higher in this division.
Yeah.
Cleveland's on the upswing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the Ravens do take a step back, they're still a dominant defense.
Yep.
And Pittsburgh is still Pittsburgh. Andy Dalton, he's had some flashes in the pan. This team doesn't have a lot to go off of. A lot of that defense has kind of been jargled around. It's no longer the same thing. I just don't trust Cincinnati. A.J. Green may not be healthy early in the season. I just don't see them having much of a chance.
I'm right there with you at 4. I'll give a quick shout-out to Zach Taylor, their new coach, former Nebraska quarterback.
Yep.
Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, his senior year there. He's been studying under Sean McVay in Los Angeles last couple of years. So he's got a good knowledge of an offensive scheme that works in the NFL. I don't see Andy Dalton being his quarterback long term, though. I think he's one of those guys who probably want to get his own quarterback maybe in the draft. And I think, unfortunately, for Cincinnati fans, with where you finish this year, going to have a good draft pick available probably. It's not going to be a good year for him. I got him 4th.
My number 3 team is Cleveland. I'm not buying into this hype yet. I think Baker Mayfield has potential to be a quarterback that is fringe elite worthy. I'm not ready to go there yet. This is still the Cleveland Browns. Odell Beckham brings drama. Drama breeds drama. If he doesn't get his touches on this stacked offensive roster, it's going to create issues in that locker room. Jarvis Landry is still an elite receiver. He's going to get some touches. You got a young tight end in Njoku. And then when Kareem Hunt comes back, you're going to have 2 dynamic running backs to feed the rock to in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I don't see there being enough wealth to go around. I think Odell's going to get upset. I still have questions about that defense. I'm just not ready to go there. I don't like their head coach. I think it was an easy hire to try to just kind of say, yeah, we'll go with an internal guy. I don't think he's ready to take this team to the next level. I'm not buying the hype. I got Cleveland 3rd.
So, my 3rd place team, I got the Ravens. We've seen it in the NFL before. I don't want to turn this into a history lesson, but Robert Griffin III, Colin Kaepernick are the 2 examples that come to mind with a read option game that worked. Both teams that year had plenty of success, but you give NFL defensive coordinators, defensive players enough film on someone like that who's not going to scare people with their arms, they make the right adjustments. There's a reason why, there's another reason why Kaepernick's not in the league anymore, but there's a reason why in those couple years after his success dropped off. Robert Griffin, say what you will, he wasn't healthy, I get that, but his success dropped off as well. The style, it just doesn't really work in the NFL. It worked for him last year. Team's got it on tape now. I don't see it working again. The defense lost a couple key players. It's going to be too much. I got them finishing 3rd.
My 2nd place team is Baltimore. I struggled with them in Cleveland at 2 and 3. I think they're pretty interchangeable, but I think the Ravens are a little better on the defensive side of the ball, and this is the National Football League. It's not the Big 12, so defense still wins you games. And I think running the ball and being able to hold on to a fourth quarter lead is important. I think the Ravens will take a step back, but I think Lamar Jackson is a better passer than people give him credit for. I have questions about the Ravens' receiving core. I'm a little concerned about that, but I think they come in second.
My second place team, I have Pittsburgh. That's probably going to be surprising to some, but I got them in second. I think they've lost too much. Ben has gotten older. The defense hasn't been as elite as it was. I know they're still Pittsburgh, and I love Mike Tomlin, one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. I just think they lost too much, and Juju Smith-Schuster is not enough to replace Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I know James Conner's a good running back, everything like that, but I just think they lost too much. And I see him taking a downturn this year, step back. I got him second.
I actually have Pittsburgh winning this division and finishing first. They are the Steelers. Mike Tomlin is a great coach.
Love Mike Tomlin.
I know they've lost some pieces, but they've actually lost the toxin in that locker room. Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell were great players, but again, drama brings drama. I think them being gone is more beneficial for that franchise than them being there and being a poison for that locker room. A receiver that I want you guys to remember, James Washington from Oklahoma State. He's going to be a sleeper in fantasy rounds. I think he's going to be a good replacement. Now, no, Antonio Brown is hard to replace that production, but with Juju Smith-Schuster and him on the other side, they will find pieces for Ben, and I think that defense is still good enough in this division. I think Pittsburgh gets back on the winning track, and I think they take it down.
I'm on the hype train here. I got the Browns actually somehow.
When was the last time that happened?
Right? Winning this division. I love Baker Mayfield. I think he's in the right place, in the right fan base that kind of matches his swagger and hunger for it. I like him. I know you think he's a bit clownish. That's
he's a great player.
But I really like him. I like the fact that he's an entertainer, kind of that bad boy the NFL might need. Who knows? It'll be fun to see. But, I mean, Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, Odell Beckham Jr., Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, weapons all over the place, and that defense is better than you think. Myles Garrett is already one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Denzel Ward had a great rookie year last year out of Ohio State at corner. Jabril Peppers has finally found a home at safety. They made a lot of plays last year. Their turnover margin, I forget what it was, but it was towards the tops in the league. I know it's hard to replicate that year to year, but that defense is better than I think you give them credit for. I think they can help on some of those off days where maybe, Odell is kicking things on the sideline, throwing water bottles because he hasn't got 10 passes thrown to him yet. I get that. But I think the team is actually made up really well. I think they have the best roster in this division at the positions that matter. I got them winning it. Somehow I have the Cleveland Browns winning the AFC North.
It would be quite a turnaround. It'd be a very impressive story. This is a team that a couple years ago had one win in 2 years, so that'd be some turnaround.
The NFL would love to see Cleveland back to that. I think they would too. Absolutely.
All right, so that's going to conclude our division rundown for the 2019 season. Our next NFL video will be our playoff predictions and eventually our Super Bowl champions, probably all in the same video. It'll be a little longer.
Probably closer to maybe the start of the season on that, potentially.
Probably so. So thank you guys again. Continue to like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. This is Loft Sports signing off.